In the late 1800s, two scientists performed an experiment that almost no one outside academia cared about. There were no explosions, no breakthrough headlines, no immediate rewards. In fact, the experiment was considered a failure. But years later, that failed experiment would quietly destroy centuries of scientific belief and force humanity to completely rethink how reality itself works. Most history-changing moments don't look dramatic when they happen. Sometimes they take place in small laboratories with crude equipment and results so confusing that even the people running the experiment don't fully understand them. This is the story of an experiment that didn't prove anything new, but proved that everything old was wrong. By the 19th century, scientists believed they understood how light worked. Light, they said, must travel through something, just like sound needs air or waves need water. They even had a name for this invisible substance, the luminiferous ether. According to science at the time, the ether filled all of space. Light moved through it like ripples on a pond. Earth moved through this ether as it orbited the sun. The theory was so accepted that no one seriously questioned it. But there was one problem. No one had ever actually detected the ether. Two scientists, Albert Michelson and Edward Morley, decided to test the ether directly. Their idea was simple. If Earth was moving through the ether, then light traveling with Earth's motion should move at a different speed than light traveling against it. All they had to do was measure the difference. It sounded straightforward. It wasn't. Michelson built an incredibly precise device called an interferometer. It split a beam of light into two paths, one moving sideways relative to Earth's motion, one moving forward and backward. If the ether existed, the light beams would arrive at different times. That difference would show up clearly. The experiment was repeated, at different times of day, at different times of year, with increasing precision, and every time, the result was the same. No difference. No ether. No explanation. The experiment didn't confirm the theory. It didn't even partially support it. It completely destroyed it. Light behaved as if there was no ether. Motion through space didn't matter. The speed of light was constant. This made no sense under classical physics. So scientists did what humans often do when reality disagrees with belief. They tried to ignore the result. For years, the Michelson-Morley experiment was treated as an anomaly. Textbooks mentioned it briefly. Researchers tried to explain it away. But the problem wouldn't disappear. Eventually, one young physicist looked at the results and asked a dangerous question. What if the experiment wasn't wrong? What if our understanding of space and time was? That physicist was Albert Einstein, and his answer became special relativity. Time slowed down, space contracted, mass became energy, not because of a new experiment, but because of one quiet experiment that showed nothing. Everything that followed relied on that result. GPS satellites, nuclear energy, modern physics, space travel. None of it works without accepting the implications of that failed experiment. And yet, when it happened, almost no one noticed. No applause, no fame, no immediate understanding, just a strange result that refused to go away. History often celebrates discoveries, but sometimes the most powerful moments in science aren't discoveries at all. They're rejections, experiments that don't give answers, but remove illusions. The Michelson-Morley experiment didn't tell humanity what reality was. It told us what reality wasn't, and that changed everything. If you think progress comes from dramatic breakthroughs, remember this. One of the most important experiments in history succeeded by failing completely.